We'll record. I don't have anything like really epic planned. Just sort of some things I wanted to just kind of just go over because we missed last week's call. And yeah, and I know it's busy, like people are having a hard time jumping on calls at this time of night, but I did want to just do some Success Club shout outs. Sonia is at Success Club 2, Miranda is at Success Club 2, Jana is at Success Club 4, Camille is at 12, Kristen is at 4, and Elaine is at 2. So lots of names on the board already, so that's awesome. So you know, we all know what to do, and it's just a matter of executing and just doing the things each day that we need to do. And, you know, we can all 100% get to our goals. So I have, as soon as anyone gets Success Club points on the board, and I've done this for the last couple months, I have sort of a push group started. So as soon as you get those first 2 Success Club points, I put you into this little message thread that I have with everybody who has points. And, you know, together we just sort of, it's just like another message thread, but we really focus on Success Club and how we can get there by the end of the month. So I'm pretty good about checking the points, but if you're like a real go-getter and you sell a challenge pack tonight or tomorrow, like message me right away so I can get you into this message thread, just so we can all sort of be supporting one another and really, you know, get each other, to help each other get to our goals. So that was, okay. I made some notes here. Okay, Team Cup. Is everybody on a team for Team Cup? I'm hoping that everybody is. And if you're not, like, find a team. Like, you can find a team in Team Fitnique or even Team Rise Up. Like, get yourself on a team for sure. I mean, if you are getting on this call or watching the recording, obviously you want this business to work. So if that's the case, and you got to get on a Team Cup. And honestly, when I joined my first, like, probably 2 or 3 Team Cups, I honestly had no idea what the heck it was. It was just like, I was told to get on a team, and I got on a team, and I really didn't understand what it was, because it seemed like I was like, you know, I was hitting Success Club. So now I was in this Team Cup where you're supposed to hit Success Club. So I didn't even get what the difference was. And there really is no difference. It's just more of like a fun, like, competition, and just sort of a chance to get into like a message thread with 4 other coaches, and you really can learn from one another so well that way, right? Like, we are all in, I think I have 2 big message threads going on, but when we are able to sort of combine those and different people start talking, we can really learn differently from one another, right? Like, I'm going to say the same things over and over and over again, and I can only say them one way, really. But someone else, like if you are on a Team Cup with Elaine, she's going to say it in a different way, and she's going to have different advice and different ways for you to do things. So it's just a really great way to get motivation from other people on the team. And there's incentives, right? Like, the prizes are awesome, and all you have to do is hit Success Club 5 and you get some awesome swag. That's where I get my Beachbody swag from, is from all these Team Cups. So you get really, really awesome stuff. I'm just going to mute everybody. And you can even like take it, like go as far as running a free challenge together. Like the 5 of you who are on a team, you can do like a team challenge and run a free group together. And like, you can really get creative in how you guys work together as a team, or if you just sort of want to keep your groups separate and just use each other to bounce ideas off of. But you know, you could even run a Shakeology Shake Off, because if you haven't signed up your spouse yet, this is a great time to do it in the Team Cup month, because you'll get those 2 Success Club points right off the bat. So you know, doing a Shakeology Shake Off is really great as well. So get creative, and, you know, even watch some YouTube videos about Team Cup and sort of how to make the most out of it, and really just use each other as support and motivation. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Summit. I'm not going to talk too much because I think that, you know, anyone who was on the call last night or have just seen some of the videos going around, obviously, you know, I think if you haven't heard by now, you know, Summit is business changing. It's life changing. It's one of those things that you need to get to. Like, it's just, I can't stress how important that is, because like it does something to you, and it's not even necessarily the business, it's what it just changes something inside of you. And you know, we've heard stories from like so many of the coaches on our team about how amazing it was and how, you know, emotional it was, and just all the amazing takeaways. And yeah, like it just was one of the best experiences that I've had. So it was really, like, it was just so cool. So tickets are on sale. So like, show who's bought a ticket, who is like coming next year, or you won your ticket, who's coming. Awesome. Good. Kate, do you have your ticket yet? Are you coming? Get your ticket. You're going to get your ticket. Good. Calling you out. Tracy, you got your ticket? No? You going to come? Good. And it's in like, where the heck is it? In Indianapolis? Does that make sense? Yeah. So, I mean, it's even like, it's driving distance, right? For some of us, like we can, I think for Camille, it's like not driving distance at all, but for the rest of us, we can pretty well drive there if we want, or fly. So, you know, just start saving now for it. Start making a plan now for it. I think hotels maybe went live today to book. I'm not 100% sure, but I have.
Megan, I tried to get a room at the Omni.
Yeah.
And it wasn't up there. So I don't know if anyone else had the same problem I did, but I didn't see any rooms. And then I had looked on Team Rise Up, and they had chosen a secondary hotel. I think it was like, I don't remember what it was, but that wasn't an option either. So I ended up just booking a room at one of the hotels just to kind of secure a spot. But I don't know if other people, I would just recommend, if there's people on the call tonight that want to go, I would just maybe book a room somewhere. And I think it's just $25 that you would lose if you did that before May of 2018 or something. So
Camille, you'll have to tell me where you booked a room at so I can try to get a room there too then, because it's going to be a little bit till I can get a room.
Sorry, what did you say? I'm outside. I'm waiting for my dinner to pick it up.
I said you'll have to tell me where you booked a room at so I can at least try to book it with some other.
Yeah. It was the Hilton. It was just a Hilton. The only Hilton that was listed. So,
okay.
Yeah, that's what I went with. I think it was like 0.3 miles from the convention center or something, but it was just one of the options.
All right.
Yeah, everything it looks like is super, super close, like minutes walking distance. Whereas like in New Orleans, things were really spread out. Like Sonia was at a different hotel than me, and you like, we couldn't, like, I don't think we could have walked. Well, maybe we could have, but we couldn't have walked in like our night attire by any means. So it wasn't like we could quickly slip over to each other's hotel or like meet up quick for a coffee in the morning or something. It wasn't like that. But in this place, it looks like regardless of what hotel you're at, everywhere is very close. So that's a plus for this one for sure. Yeah, hotels, I think at noon today went live. So if you're coming, I would definitely get booking a room because they go fast. Yeah, does anybody have any questions about that at all? About hotels or tickets, whatever? Okay, so the one thing that really, like, another thing, I won't talk about the one thing that stood out because I've talked about that enough times on calls, but it was sort of like I've always known it, but the success that the top coaches, whoever has in the business, it really isn't what they've done, right? It's their team. Like, you can only do so much in this business. You can only be so successful. But if your team is not successful, you're not going anywhere. Like you won't grow in this business. You're not going to rank advance in this business. Your income isn't going to grow if your team is not successful. So it's like when I was walking across that stage and was recognized as a 2-star diamond, like it was amazing, but it was like, but wait, like I should have my team, trucking behind me too, right? Because sure, I was being recognized for it, but it wasn't even necessarily the things that I had done. It was the things that all of you guys have done. Like in order to get to 2-star, I needed to get 2 diamonds. My husband was one of them, and Elaine was another one. I also needed a lot of emeralds, right? So I needed a lot of you guys, and I needed just bodies too in my downline, which, if you're not an emerald coach, I needed you as well. Like I needed all of you guys in order to get to where I have been. It's like everybody plays such an important part in the success that I have. And it really is a team success. It's not just my success. So it almost felt like strange being up there for that accomplishment when really, like, it wasn't my doing. I got to emerald myself and I got to diamond myself, but it stopped there. I can only grow so far unless my team is growing. So I just thought that was really just kind of eye-opening and made me just sort of proud of our team, because we really are doing well. Like we are as a team, when you look at the grand scheme of things, we're doing pretty well. And even though it feels like we're just this little itty bitty team and, everyone has their own struggles, together we are like doing really, really well. So in Canada, we're number 23 in the entire network. Like, I don't even know how many coaches there are in Canada, but like there's a lot. There's more than 23. So, to be number 23 in Canada, that's like really, really cool. And in the entire network, so there's over 450,000 coaches in the network, and our team, like just us, we're number 161. That's really, really cool. When I first was able to start looking at where our team was in the network, like I think once you hit diamond, they give you this elite report. And the first time I looked, because I didn't even realize I could see it, I think I was like number 3,000 or something. I was like, oh my God, like that's crazy. I'm number 3,000 in the company. Like, I just remember being super excited about that. And now I'm into like the 100 digits, right? And I want to get even like below 100. Not that top 10 is ever a goal of mine, because it's not necessarily, but becoming more successful than I am right now is 100% a goal of mine, a big goal of mine. And I hope that all of you, it's a goal for you too, to be more successful than where you're at right now. And we always want to be moving forward in our business and just really figuring out what we need to do and where we want to go and what our timeline is. You have to have a timeline on your goals. So I have sort of everyone who has really come forward and said to me, I want to be a diamond coach on your team. And I did that live video, like, maybe it was a month or so ago, and just sort of put it out there. Like, I want to be, a 10-star diamond in my first business center. And I want my second business center to be 2-star by the end of the year. And that's like an enormous goal. Like, that is a really, really huge goal. And I will be so happy if I fall short of that goal, because that means that I have really pushed myself. But I had to really put it out there that I need you guys, and I need some diamonds, because I can't get there without you guys wanting to get there as well. So a bunch of you sort of came forward and said, like, I want to be one of your diamonds. I want to be one. And I am now on Thursdays messaging you guys and sort of giving you a bit of an action item. So today I gave you, I wanted you to sort of map out your diamond plan. And that is really, really important to be able to see, you know, where your holes are in your downline. Because first, I'll back up just a little bit. If you aren't at Emerald yet, and I want to say that I think pretty much everybody is. If you're not at Emerald yet, that's your first goal. You can't even really look at Diamond yet until you've gotten to Emerald. And if you want to get to Emerald, you can get to Emerald tonight. Like, it is it's the easiest rank advancement to get to, because you control that. You sign up your spouse, or you sign up your mom, or you sign up a sister, you sign up anybody who's close to you, and you can just say, listen, can you do this for me? Like, you don't need to understand completely why, but I want to do this, and I want you to have faith in me that I'm going to do this too. Sign them up. Right there, you get 2 Success Club points. And then talk to a good friend or a coworker. Just start talking to people about it, and you're going to find somebody that will sign up as your second coach. They have nothing to lose themselves. All they're going to do is save money on Shakeology every month. So they're not, you know, like investing money, like assuming that they want to get healthier. They're not losing anything at all. All they're doing is they're saving a little bit of money every month. And that gets you to Emerald right there. That's all you needed, was 2 coaches. Until you get there, you can't really start thinking about Diamond, because you really need to focus on Emerald. Once you get to Emerald, change your focus. Start thinking about Diamond, assuming that you want to do big things in this business. Start thinking about Diamond. Start thinking about the date that you want to hit Diamond by. And I set a Diamond date like 3 different times, and finally I hit it. But if you're getting close to your Diamond date and you're panicking, it's okay. Like, it will happen as long as you're doing the things you need to do. But don't set it so far in advance because you're afraid of not reaching it on that date. That's the worst thing that we can do. I think someone said it maybe last night on the call, is like setting your Diamond date for the end of December. Like, that's a long time away. So you're not going to hustle right now if you know that you've got, you know, almost half a year to get to Diamond. You're going to wait, right? You're not going to like hustle right now. But if you gave yourself 60 days to get there, you sure as heck are going to hustle right now. And you're going to act like that's the deadline, and you're not going to miss that deadline. So don't set it too far ahead. Okay. But in, you know, this today, when I sent you guys the map to Diamond, it really just shows you almost how simple it is to get to Diamond. You need 4 coaches on your left leg and 4 coaches on your right leg. And these coaches don't necessarily need to be coaches that are building the business. They can just be drinking Shakeology every month. So a discount coach even. So you need 4 on one side, 4 on the other side. And then on each of those legs, you need an Emerald. So an Emerald on your left and an Emerald on your right. So if you have signed up your spouse, the easiest way is to build him to Emerald yourself. So you just put 2 discount coaches under him, and then he's Emerald. And then you need to find somebody for your other leg who's interested in working the business. And that might seem to you like that is never going to happen. Like, that's exactly what I thought for the first year of my business. Like, no, I can sign discount coaches, like, no problem. But I did not believe that I was actually going to find somebody that wanted to work this business. And I'm not just saying that, like, I legit did not ever think that I would find anybody who wanted to do it like I did. I just didn't think that they were out there. But as soon as I started asking people, I realized that they were intrigued, they were interested. So all it takes is for you just to have those conversations with people and just to ask them, throw it out there, and you'll be really, really surprised at who is actually interested. And then you just help them do the same thing you did. You help them understand why you want to get to Emerald, or why they want to get to Emerald. And then they do it. And then just like that, you've reached Diamond. And I think that we sort of make Diamond this like really big, almost like scary goal. And it's not really. Like when you break it down, and if you've looked at that little roadmap, you know, that I sent some of you guys today, you'll see that it's not really all that scary after all. And especially when you start plugging in some names here and there, if you've got a couple discount coaches already, you can see how quickly, you know, you can fill up those circles and just start plugging names in, and even start to think, who do you want in your downline? Who do you want to work with? Are there people in your life right now that you would just love to have on your team, that you think would just be so awesome at this, or that you just genuinely would like to be on Zoom calls with or in a message thread with? Think of those people, and then just ask them and tell them that you just want them on your team because you really like them and you think that it would be fun to have them on your team. Like, you know, it doesn't have to be a big scary invite. I think we overthink it. So just start talking to people. And if you're not talking to people about it, you're never gonna get there. Because Emerald and Diamond, all it is a decision that you're making, and you make it happen. It's not gonna happen for you. You're not just gonna accidentally find yourself at Emerald, or you're not going to one day be like, oh wow, look at that, I'm almost at Diamond. That's not going to happen. You're not just going to stumble across that. Like, you have to like sit down and say, like, for God's sakes, I'm making this happen, and I'm going to get to Diamond, or I'm going to get to Emerald. And you do it. You make it happen. I have made all of this happen for myself. I have made it happen. And I've it's not going to happen for you unless you decide to make it happen. Okay. Another thing at Summit, and I think it was touched a little bit on last night, but Chalene Johnson, who, like, I just love her. And this was my first time being at an event where she was at, and she, I just love her. She had really, really awesome things to tell us. And am I cutting out at all? Okay. You keep saying my internet is weak, but I think that Michelle is going to do a call on sort of everything she talked about. But the one thing that she mentioned that I think we can all implement right away is about creating curiosity in your posts. So she gave sort of an example of, she said she had seen someone's post on social media, a coach, and they were like standing, you know, it was like a full body shot, and they had on like a really cute workout fit and like nice running shoes. And she was like, I can't even remember exactly what she said. I might be making some of this up, but something like, oh my gosh, I just, you know, crushed my Shift Shop workout, and it was only 30 minutes, and I used this and that, and I worked every muscle, like just going into detail all about that workout. And I guess the people's comments were like, where'd you get your shoes? I love your shoes. And like things that weren't even about what she was trying to talk about, because she wasn't talking about her shoes. So she had created curiosity by looking really good in the picture and showcasing like her clothes and her shoes. And that's what people were seeing. They already knew she's doing Shift Shop, and it's 30 minutes and it's a 3-week program. And there was nothing left for them to ask about that at all. There was no reason for them to message her about what program she's doing, or like, you know, and I think she had said like Beachbody in it too. Like there was just no reason for anybody to be curious about what she was doing, because she gave so much away in that post. But what the people were curious and commenting on was the things she didn't talk about at all. So what we all need to do is create curiosity about what we're doing. So instead of referring to all of our workout programs by their name, let's not do that anymore. And instead of talking about like Beachbody and saying Shakeology, let's not call it those things anymore. Call it your superfoods shake, or your mommy no-brainer meal of the day, or like whatever you can kind of call it without using a name, because you're not creating curiosity. If you are creating curiosity with them, what they're going to do is they're going to go to Google and like Google Shift Shop, or they're going to Google Shakeology, and they're going to order it off of Amazon, or they're going to order it off the Team Beachbody website without you as their coach, because you've given them no reason to message them. Even if you've done like a call to action type post and said, you know, message me for details, I'm the person that wouldn't have messaged them for details. I would have gone straight to like beachbody.com and looked it up and then ordered.
Sorry, I have another question.
Yeah.
So I'm driving, so I'm going to be careful. So how do you handle, so I just had someone like comment on my post like 5 minutes ago and said Beachbody, and I kind of take pride in the fact that I literally have nothing on my entire page that says Beachbody or Shakeology. And so I like hid it just because I know she was trying to promote a product that she sells. But how do you handle when people start talking about your like Shakeology and stuff like in the comments and like all that? Like, do you do anything about it, or do you just mess with them? You what?
Like, are they trying to like advertise themselves? Do you mean, or they're just like?
This person she sells like spices and stuff through a company, and so she said like in her comment, she was like, I asked for recipes, and she said, oh well, Beachbody aligns with this and this, and I can give you ideas with this and this. And so she was trying to be helpful, but I know that her ulterior motive was that. But I guess like when people will say, oh, what are you drinking? Like I did a Shakeology post, I think it was yesterday, and everyone was asking, and I said, I'll message you. I felt kind of like creepy because it was like, oh, what does she drink? Like, is it a secret? Or so when you do a Shakeology post, do you message them and talk to them about it, or do you respond on there, like on the actual thread? No?
I think it depends. I think sometimes we'll just like, I've done it before, like I'll shoot them a message without commenting on it and just like say like, oh, hey Camille, I saw your comment. It's actually Shakeology. Are you familiar with it at all? And then maybe I'll go back to their post or back to their comment and reply like, I don't know what I would do. If I would say like, I sent you a PM, or I might even say, it's Shakeology with a little happy face, but I would for sure send them a private message no matter what.
Right. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. So I think that this is like I think it was a light bulb moment for a lot of people at Summit. Just this whole curiosity thing, right? Like, I think we're good. Like, I don't see anyone on our team like vomiting Beachbody on their page at all. Like, no one's using those awful stock images or anything. But maybe we could even just try and like create some more curiosity by just not talking about the actual program and just, talking about this awesome program that we're doing. And, I'm down 4 pounds this week from starting my new program, and I'm on day 4 of this total body workout. It just gets people interested, right? And it's so simple, because once she said that, I was like, yeah, that's right. Why would I be going on and on about my 21-day fix workouts and expecting anyone to become interested? Like, if they're interested, they just went and bought it. Like, if there's no questions even for them to ask, because I've literally just laid it all out there in a post. And even sometimes with like call to actions, I know looking back at some of my call to actions, I was probably just giving away so much detail. Like, you get this and you get this and you get this and you get this. Message me if you're interested. And it's like, what are they interested in? I've literally just given them everything, and they're like, holy shit, that's intense. And they kept scrolling. So we have to just sort of give more of those gentle jabs without, like, people are going to, like, they're going to know what we're up to, but we don't need to be saying like, I'm a Beachbody coach, because right away, that's just, people are getting turned off. There's so many people on social media that are network marketers and are trying to sell something that as soon as they see that about us, it's kind of a turnoff, right? No matter how awesome your business is and however awesome your posts are, and if you're rocking it, if what they see initially is like somewhat salesy, even without us trying to be, just by using the Beachbody terminology, they're probably just going to turn the other way, right? But if we give them a reason to be interested, that changes things. So I can do a little screen share, and I can share some of my posts just to hopefully make a little bit more sense. No, thank you. Okay, can you guys see this okay?
I see.
Will someone just unmute?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so here's my page. So this was one that I just did tonight, and it was because a challenger had messaged me this afternoon about Shakeology. And so I literally like copied this word for word what she said to me, but she had said, I've noticed since I've started eating cleaner and drinking my Shakeology, is what she had said. All I did was I took that out and said drinking my superfoods shake. So my hope is that someone reads this and is like, what did she drink? Like, that's awesome. If I had left Shakeology in there, all it takes is for someone new to come to my page and see Shakeology, and they're like, oh yeah, she's a Beachbody coach, and off they go. Or they see Shakeology and they're like, well, that looks kind of cool, and then they go and order it online, or they go on Amazon to look it up, right? Like, that's probably what ends up happening a lot of time. But this right here just kind of created some interest. And I didn't even say really like challenge group, because people don't really understand what a challenge group is. I've used that lingo for so long, and it's become a little bit clear to me that people probably have no clue what a challenge group is. So I've been calling it a virtual accountability group, or you can call it a mommy boot camp, or whatever suits you better, but calling it something other than a challenge group, because that really doesn't speak to anybody else. They don't know what that means. So my hope is that this will create some interest about, well, what is that shake she was drinking? What's a virtual accountability group? Like, hopefully that's my plan anyways. And then, so my workout post this morning, instead of talking about PiYo, and, I did PiYo Drench this morning, instead of actually referring to it as PiYo Drench, and, my newest Beachbody workout that I'm doing, I didn't mention any of that. All I talked about is that, it works my entire body, and I wasn't jumping and running, and I did a little video of it. So again, I'm creating some interest. And it's actually funny because this week, I've had a lot of people message me wondering what workout program I'm doing. Like, they're very interested in knowing what workout program I've been doing lately. Even Miranda, obviously she's a coach on our team, but she was like, okay, you got me really curious. What are you doing? Right? Because of the way I worded it. I just had the best workout I've had in a while. Love those mornings when you totally rock it. 30 minutes of a core workout, and I didn't do one single crunch. So instead of calling it PiYo and having them go and look up what PiYo is, this is like, who doesn't want to do a 30-minute core workout without doing a crunch? Like, that's appealing to people, right? So I have had so many messages lately about what workout I'm doing. Yeah, this stuff is all kind of going back into New Orleans, but I hope that kind of gives you guys a bit of an idea. I don't know if that helps. Does that help you guys? Do you sort of get what I mean by that? But I think as soon as we leave out all of those Beachbody terms, we've kind of changed our game a little bit in the business. So, and of course, always ask yourself, are my posts offering value? People reading it, are they going to be entertained by it? Are they going to be inspired by it? Are they learning something from it? That's the idea. Don't post just to post. If you can only get one good post up a day, that's okay. That's what I did for like probably the first 8 months of my business, I did one post a day, but it was a damn good post. Every single day it was really good, and it offered value, and it shared who I was as a person. And I didn't do anything else. I didn't do any other posts because I knew I would just be posting to post. That was all I could handle at that point. So make sure your posts are good. That's where it all stems from. Make sure you are focused on your own health and fitness journey. You have to be. You're not going to grow in this business if you have stalled out in your own journey. You have to be product of the product, 100%. And all you have to do is just share that journey and then connect with the people who are interested in it, who are liking your posts and who are commenting on your posts. If you're overwhelmed right now in the business, because I can tell you I am. It's summer and I have like zero time to work this business. I am trying to keep it as simple as possible, like just simple posts, but that have meaning and that are sharing my journey. And I'm connecting with the people who are liking those posts, and I'm adding to my network, and I'm just repeating that every single day. And I'm just really trying not to do anything too much extra because I know it's going to take away from those business building activities that I need to do. Look at your photos. Your photos are so important. We talk about this all the time, but if you look at your own photo and you don't sort of like think, okay, that's a really great photo. Like it needs to be clear. It needs to be bright. Don't worry about putting too many filters on it and too much blurring. Like just really, you want people to see you. Not too much of a cluttered background. Of course that happens because a lot of us are moms and we do have cluttered background, but really try and get some good, clear photos. Go outside and snap a few selfies. Like where you do your workout doesn't have to be where you take your post-workout selfie. And I struggled with that for the longest time because in the winter, basically, except for like these few months in the summer, I'm downstairs in my basement doing my workouts, and it's dark down there, and it's usually the sun's not even up yet. So it's dark. So I, felt like I always had to take my selfie there because that's where I did my workout. Well, you don't. Go find a good light or go stand in front of a window or go outside and take that picture. And it's going to change things like big time. So really just focus on your image too, because people aren't necessarily going to read what you write. They're going to see your picture, and that's what's going to make them stop. It's not the words that are going to make them stop. It's the picture. And then they're going to read your words. So if your words are so good, but your picture kind of sucks, they're not even reading it. So just kind of give yourself a little bit of a gut check every time you post a picture and just make sure that it's a good one. And then going back to your pictures, look at your cover photo in your support group or your like page or your personal page, and make sure your cover photo is really, really clear and crisp and clean as well, and that you are in your cover photo. You should be in that cover photo, because remember, what are people doing when you send them a friend request? What's the first thing someone's going to do? They're going to look at your page before they accept that friend request. 99% of the time, they're going to go look at who you are before they accept it. So you want them to see the real you, and you don't want them to see people who aren't you in your cover photo, or, you with some friends in your profile picture, because they're not even going to know who it is that friend requested them. They want to see who you are. So make sure your timeline is clean. I get a lot of people that tag me in things all the time, like tag me in funny little coffee quotes and just random stuff. So I always hide those things. So if you went to my timeline, you would see, and like when I say timeline, I mean like my personal page, you'll see that it's just very clean. It's me. It's me in my posts, because I hide all that shit that people tag me in. Because if I'm friend requesting someone, I don't want them to come and see like a bunch of minions that I've been tagged in and like random recipes and funny little quotes and stuff. I want them to see my stuff, because they're going to just do a quick couple scrolls and then they're out of there. So if I want them to accept that friend request, I want them to see me in my element and really like look at me and say, oh my gosh, I do actually want to be friends with her. She looks like she's got something to offer me. So take some time to clean up what we're putting out there. Okay. I think that's all I really wanted to go over tonight. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to unmute and ask me anything.
I did a kind of a post today, and I just basically said enjoying my daily dose of nutrition, and then I put, is it bad that I'm waiting until they're in the pool so I didn't have to share? And a girl that I never thought ever, she was in my support group, she's been in there forever, commented, you're gonna have to tell me about these shakes. And it was just because I had been posting about it, but I just didn't put anything in it, just my daily dose and whatever. And I had a kind of a funny picture of my kids in the pool. And then all of a sudden it was you got to tell me more about this. And so I messaged her. She's like, I want to know all about it. I'm just going out of town. Message me on Sunday. I want to hear everything about these shakes that you keep talking about. So it was kind of cool how that happened.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that is what will start to happen, But if we give away too much information, they're not even interested anymore. So, and because you want that conversation to happen, whether or not she purchases, you want that conversation to happen because it built a relationship. And when she's ready, because she's going to be at some point, everybody at some point, 80% of people at some point are going to be ready to work on their own health and fitness. You want them to remember you, and you want them to come back to you. And if you have built a relationship with them, whether it was just through random chit chat in Messenger or your post, comment, whatever, you want them to come back to you when they're ready. Anybody else? Questions or comments or anything? And I also just wanted to really give a huge shout out to Sonia and Miranda. I know Miranda's not on the call tonight, but for coming to Summit and just just dropping everything and just coming. I'm so proud of them for being there. And it was really awesome to have, a couple people from my team there, and just super, super proud. And I know that the people there, their businesses are they've all been pushed, and it was really, really cool to see. So yeah, big high five to you, Sonia, for coming. All right. Well, if there isn't anything else, then good night. Bye, guys.
Bye.